Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan James and I'm a mindset coach that loves to specifically focus on relationships so that you can relieve yourself of disbelief, relieve yourself of emotional baggage, and really get what you want from life, get the relationship, get the person, whatever it is, okay? These topics can be applied to really any area of your life, so I choose to specifically talk about relationships, but you can apply this to business, you can apply this to friendships, you can apply this to your education, you can apply this to working, anything, okay? Because it all comes back to your self-concept and really how you're showing up on a moment-to-moment basis based on your subconscious state of being, your beliefs, and your emotions that you're holding on to, okay? In today's podcast, I'm going to be talking about the number one skill that you need to have in order to manifest with precision every single time. This is so important. This took me a very long time to fully grasp and understand and apply in my life. And I'm going to sum it up for you here in this video so that you can create this change within yourself. I want to fast track you to essentially like what I've learned over my years and years of self-development, okay? The number one skill that you need to have in order to get anything you want from life is your ability to self-regulate your emotions. What do I mean by this? Most of the time, people think that their environment is making them feel something, how people are treating them is making them feel something, how situations are unfolding is making them feel something. We develop this, in our developmental stages because it's how our brain starts to understand and associate itself with its environment. The issue here, though, is if you are always regulating your emotions by your environment, then you are limited to the environment that you're in because you're always going to be reacting to it and perpetuating it. So when it comes to causing massive change in your reality, what you have to do is be able to change your environment to meet you where you want to be. And in order to do that, you need to self-regulate your emotions so that you're no longer confined to the circumstances, environmental pressures, money constraints, career constraints, scholarly constraints of your environment. All right, so what does this actually mean? First thing you need to really start rationalizing in your mind is the idea that nobody and nothing can make you feel anything except for you. Nobody and nothing can make you feel anything without your permission. And what this really means is your feelings are isolated into your body. You're not getting a feeling from your environment. You're creating the feeling and then assigning meaning and placing it in your environment. So when people show up and they do things that are potentially hurtful, if you are not self-regulating, then anytime something pops up, you feel pain and you project it onto that person. You're making me feel this way and now I'm upset. The issue here then, though, is if you're always reacting to your environment, then when people, places, things show up and they make you feel upset, when they disappear, guess who is stuck with that feeling? You. So if you allow your environment to regulate your feelings, then when these things pop up after they're gone, you get stuck with this feeling of upset and it continues to create in your reality. Now, the key here is to recognize if you can take full creative control of your emotional state of being, then people can show up in any way that they want and it's not going to affect you anymore. This is very powerful because when we look at manifestation topics and creation in general, there are so many teachers that say, feeling is a secret. You need to feel it into being. If you can self-regulate your emotions, then what happens is you can choose to feel happy, fulfilled, loved, rich, confident, radiant, glowing, amazing, awesome, all the time, regardless of what's going on around you. Now, how this translates is when you maintain this level of stability within yourself, that shows up in your behaviors. And everybody is just reflecting back to you what you're projecting into your environment. So if you are self-regulating your emotional state of being, and this is creating your behaviors and how you're showing up in your reality, and everybody's just reflecting back to you the state of being and your behaviors that you're showing up with, then this is going to be where people start showing up differently because we have a effect on each other, okay, mirror neurons. So we actually mimic each other all the time, right? And so what happens when you're not self-regulated is you continually mimic the negative behaviors in the people around you, and they're reflecting that back to you, and it's this cycle that you get stuck in, okay? But if you self-regulate, then what happens is you show up differently and people start mimicking you. And this is where they start showing up differently. So this is why being able to self-regulate your emotions is so important, because then that is where you take full creative control of your reality and you no longer allow what people are projecting and perpetuating in their life onto you. Not only that, you help them shift as well. Okay, so this is, in order to do this, you have to really get it in your mind that how people are treating you and how they're showing up is not personal. I'm gonna make t-shirts that say how people treat you is not personal, because it's so important. The skill of self-regulating your emotions essentially means that you can be happy and successful every single day. You can choose to feel that way, and it's going to create in your reality. But when you fall victim to circumstances or how people are showing up or what they're projecting onto you, then you are confined to that environment. You're limited because you're constantly reacting to it. You're constantly taking on what people are projecting onto you and taking on those feelings and then creating more of it in your reality. Okay, so this is a practice. This is where you have to really maintain a stable state of being. And when people do things to you that could be trigger you or get an emotional response from you, you in that moment need to start to step in and say, no, I'm not giving my power away. I'm not going to respond to this emotionally. I am self-regulated. I don't need your validation. I don't need your approval. I don't need you to show up this way. I'm showing up this way, and I'm leading with confidence. I am creating in my reality. I'm not going to follow these storylines anymore. This is so powerful. I can't tell you. And you can create this shift instantaneously in yourself by just really accepting and rationalizing that nobody can make you feel anything without your permission. So listen to this video over a few times if you need to get this into your consciousness, because if you can really develop this skill, you will become limitless. And that's what I want for you. I want you to live limitless. I want us to live in a beautiful, radiant world where every single one of us is self-regulated and lifting each other up. Okay, so I hope this video helps you. If you want some one-on-one coaching as to how to apply the topics that I'm talking about on my channel, the link for that is in the description. I'm more than happy to help, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.